Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Burn Boot Camp podcast. My name is Devan Kline, your personal trainer. This is episode 25, and you are in for a treat. We have the one and only Fozzy Whitaker in the building, everybody. Not only is Fozzy a former Carolina Panther, Arizona Cardinal, a standout at the University of Texas as a Longhorn, but also one of Texas high school football's biggest products of all time. He succeeded at every single level of football, but what's most important is the type of man Fozzy is. A Burn Boot Camp franchise partner, former franchise partner of Cedar Park, Texas, a Burn Boot Camp trainer, and also a man with the heart of gold. Fozzy and I are donating to Black Mama's Village on this podcast, which is really inspiring to him because his mom was a single black woman raising him his whole life, and now he is giving back to a community in the same situation. The Black Mama's Village is about building an economy where every member is uplifted, where the collective power economically can create a brighter future for all single moms that are a part of this program. So, big personality, big heart, big career, and a big, bright future ahead for our next guest, the Fozzy Whitaker. Enjoy. Welcome to the Burn Podcast, where strength meets science, food fuels energy, and mindset creates momentum. I'm DK, your personal trainer, and I want you to train, eat, and think differently. So get ready to take your health and fitness to the next level here on the Burn Podcast. Let's get to work. You know, we've become homies, and it's so cool to sit back and watch your journey, and you know, follow all your posts, and to see you go from, you know, one of like the most explosive, dynamic. This is before we knew you, obviously, but once I met you, I was like, I look back at your high school film. We're gonna roll some of that too today, by the way, just so you can comment on it. But to see you just dusting people in high school and then going to do the same thing at Texas, you know. Ultimately, that journey brought you to the NFL and then to Carolina, where your wife, Jasmine, went down to the Burn Boot Camp location down there and fell in love with it. And she drank the Kool-Aid, and then like a great wife does, you know, always gets her husband to drink the Kool-Aid. So then we pulled Fozzy in, you know, somewhere in there you retired from the NFL, bought a Burn Boot Camp, and now you're on this really fast track to do big things in broadcasting. Dude, I was so proud of you. Like, I know hopefully that's an okay thing to say, but I was so proud of you to see you on a big billboard, and you had your Burn Boot Camp mindset shirt on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I reshared it, and it was just like, it was really cool. And it's been a pleasure and honor to get to know you and have you be a part of Burn Boot Camp and own Cedar Park. And, you know, just all that being said, just like an amazing human. Before Fozzy gets going here, I want to roll his high school clip, because I think as great of a football player, as great of an entrepreneur, a trainer, by the way, a Burn trainer, and as great of a broadcaster you are, Foz, what we're going to do is we're going to let your coach in high school say it the best. I found this my favorite clip. So when I first realized, I was like, Fozzy Whitaker wants to be a franchise partner at Burn. I was like, cool, that's awesome. Like, we must be doing really well. And I went and researched you because I wanted to get to know the man behind the helmet. And what I found was this clip, the one we're about to roll.
Also putting his name in the record books this season was Pearland Oilers running back Fozzy Whitaker.
Oh, you get that block?
One of only 11 running
that block out front. This doesn't look like you need too many blocks here, buddy.
To run for over 5.
Got a great offensive line.
His 5,700 rushing yards ranks him as number 6 on the all-time 5A rushing list.
It's really special. Like you were saying, it's only a select few that have reached this goal, and I'm just glad to be a part of one of them.
Young Foz.
I'm glad I blew up.
For over 2,700.
You look handsome, dude.
But even with all that, it wasn't solely about stats when it came to Fozzy Whitaker.
My favorite part.
Bottom line, Foz is a special person. The neat thing about Foz is he's probably a better person than he is a football player. Class and character, you look it up and you see Foz's name beside it.
And that was my favorite part, Foz. So everybody, Burn Nation, welcome Fozzy Whitaker to the podcast. We've been rolling here for a minute, and I'm going to let Foz take the mic here and really illuminate his amazing career and just our friendship and our time with Burn. We're going to venture off into who knows where for about an hour here with you guys, and it's just a pleasure having you. Your coach said it right there. It's like, as great of a football player as this guy is, he's top class character, and that's been true every day since I've gotten to know you. So welcome. Thanks for stopping by as you're in Charlotte to work for the SEC ESPN and stopping by Burn Studios.
Absolutely. Well, first off, I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to join you. Everybody that's here also behind the scenes, I know y'all don't see them, but they're hard at work as well. And man, it's a blessing. I think about the journey that I've been on, and that clip from 2006, right? Who knows? It's almost 20 years ago.
Yep.
Gosh, I'm getting old.
We're getting old together, but
right. We all are, I guess. But hearing my coach, Tony Heath, head coach of Pearland High School at the time, hearing him speak those words publicly, and for that clip to gain the notoriety that it did and kind of resurface again over the past couple of weeks, and it just shows how blessed I've been in growing up and the way that my mom raised myself and my two older brothers, and just giving me an opportunity to continue to know that what's been put in place, what my mom already developed, what my high school coaches helped develop, and ultimately my college and professional coaches ended up cultivating, was a man that hopefully I make my family proud, and family and friends, everybody that's involved. And being a part of the Burn family is no different as to what I've been able to experience from the football aspect of things. So ever since I met you from day one, as well as Morgan, you all have been always integrated into our hearts and part of the fabric of whenever we lived in Charlotte, what it meant to be here, and the foundation that created what my wife is today, even till this day. It's been a special, pivotal moment of me reaching this point in my life where I know where I am, I know who I am, I know where I came from, and I know exactly where I want to continue to go to, and continue to help others in any way that I can, while also doing what I love by being a part of football. And you combine Burn and football, and it's a match made in heaven for me.
Did you ever realize post football that you'd fall in love with training when it wasn't a job?
I actually did not.
Okay.
I could see myself obviously calling football games, being involved in football. There was never a moment or an opportunity that presented itself to me where I thought, it's like, man, this is where I'm going to be kind of impacting people's lives on a weekly basis. Like, I didn't think that would be the case whenever I even first took my first workout with Burn. By the way, Mickey Clark,
Shout out Mickey.
was
Let's go.
the very first trainer
Okay.
that trained me at Burn and almost killed me.
Yes.
Like
Way to be on brand, man.
I was
That girl.
about to throw up. I was about to tap out. Like, everything about what Burn stood for, I had no idea until Mickey showed me what it was all about. And that was eye-opening for me, because I was like, man, my wife does this every day.
Right.
My wife shows up, does this, come back, and then take care of the kids, make sure the house is clean, help out with whatever she has to do. She was still working a part-time job at that time, and then also prepared dinner whenever I got home from practice and made sure everything was straight. And I'm over here, I did one workout. I need a nap for about 3.5 hours. So it gave me a greater respect for what my wife goes through and how she trained, the aspect of the trainer being able to pull that out of the people that they're impacting in those lives that have been changed. And I truly started seeing that impact as I got into the franchise partner part of things, and then being a trainer as well, and seeing the development of even me becoming a better trainer, following along with what you did as a trainer. The same way with Matt Morris, as guys that are, we call them the Burn rock stars or the superstars. You all are influential in so many different ways because we hear your voice all the time, but then we also see your actions, right? You can say one thing, but showing it is a completely different aspect, and seeing how you and Matt have completely done that in step for years now, decades now.
Yeah. We go way back to
Right.
a fourth grade World War II project that we
There
did
you
together.
go.
Yeah.
And so for you all to do that over decades span and then now scale that to where it is today, that has helped me continue to build my growth as a trainer, build my growth with the impact that I have with people that I come in contact with, whether it's training. I mean, just yesterday, I got a chance to train the noon camp.
Oh, great.
And it's PR week.
Let's go.
Already know.
Let's
We did
go.
the reverse lunges, and I had people that had never done 55 pounds reverse lunges, people not ever doing 35 pounds, people hitting chin-ups, even though that wasn't one of the protocol focuses. They were able to still PR with the energy that they had, and it's because of how I've taken notes and watched you and Matt pulled that from people. And Mickey was the exact same way whenever I was in camp. So like, okay, I want to be that type of impact trainer. I want to have that type of impact with people that are changing their lives like Bern was able to do for my wife.
Yeah, and Fozzy, you guys, your family has just also, when you have a culture of high performance, right? When you get around other high performers, not just high performers in maybe a business context or like the classical version of what success means, but in core value, in faith, in what drives you as a human being. When you are surrounded by people that are high performers like you just get better. And it's reassuring that you're a high performer yourself because you're looking at other people such as yourself. I thought I could do box jumps in the transformatorium, guys. I thought I could do box jumps.
You're going to bring that up.
That is our transformatorium. So, okay. Fozzy, I think it was Bern University, Foz.
Oh, you got it recorded.
Foz comes in for Bern University, all right? By the way, let me set some context to this video first, all right? So, we're at Bern University. We're all in the transformatorium. That's got some big wooden stairs in it. We're doing box jumps, and we're just going at it. We're seeing how high we can get. Fozzy comes in a collared shirt and pants. And watch this video because this, my friends, is an NFL athlete right here. Oh, you're not even 1 foot. About 8 foot of elevation, about 6 foot of distance, not warmed up at all. The shoes untied. He said it must be the shoes.
Has nothing to do.
Oh, that's hilarious. You remember that moment?
I do.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Absolutely. That you talk about kind of that competitive nature, and it wasn't necessarily from a standpoint of us trying to beat one another. It was the standpoint of us elevating each other. And that was one of those moments where we just playing around, right?
Yeah,
we talked about
sure.
ping pong. We talked about, obviously, the box jumps. We talking left and right. And it was just like, okay, well, if you're in this, I'm in it too. And if we're going to do it, then we're going to do it together, and we're going to find ways to continue to push each other's growth. And that was, in my opinion, symbolic and indicative of the relationship that you and I started whenever, 2018, I think, is whenever we went to go eat. And that was my first time meeting you and Morgan in person. Yep. And then we finally got
Port
a
City
chance.
Club.
Yeah.
We sat down and I had
it was phenomenal.
the sea bass.
It was delicious.
I believe.
I need to go
And
back.
we sat outside on the porch.
Yep.
And you talked about fishing a lot.
Yes.
I remember that like it's yesterday.
Absolutely. We were right by the water.
We were right by the water.
I need,
yeah.
If I see water, I need my pole so I can go fish in the water.
Absolutely.
But it was awesome. But from 2018, even till now, right, we still have that same type of relationship. I cherish that moment and didn't even know you still had it recorded and pulled it up. But that's how, we come together. And it's all about continuously elevating one another.
Yeah, that's right. And I would love to ask you, if you don't mind, just about how Bern, how the evolution of your career post-football, and how that's affected your relationship with your family, and as a man, a dad, a husband, and your relationship with Jasmine. How has Bern in football and the leadership skills that sport and kind of business has taught you, how has that helped you along your way as you're obviously becoming what's most important is leaving a legacy behind for your family, growing up great kids of great character, and being a man serves their family and protects their family. So how has those things helped you?
It's crazy because obviously the football lessons that I've learned since I was a young kid playing football, I teach that to my kiddos now, right? It's determination, hustle, right? Be the hardest worker on the football field or in the dance room or wherever you're at, on the cheerleading floor for my daughter, like, go outwork everybody. Don't let work be the excuse or the issue that a coach says you can't be something, right? You determine your altitude. You determine where you go from your actions and the way that you think about it from the mindset perspective. And football taught me a ton of those. What Burn brought into the fold was the reinforcement of that, and then additional way of accelerating that thought process to scale to people that haven't necessarily been in those types of environments, especially at the highest of levels. And by being able to take those two things, bring them together, and then hopefully apply that when I'm training, I want them to see the NFL / college football player / high school football player / burn trainer that combines all of that and then encourages and helps motivate people to be the best versions of themselves. And whether that's consistency, like the 3 C's we talk about, right? Whether it's community, whatever the case may be, like, part of that is going to be me figuring that out. Like, I'm solving a problem with the defense whenever the defense is out there, right? Okay, the safety's over here and I got another safety here. They start to rotate pre-snap. What does that tell me? Well, that tells me my cues say there's usually pressure coming from that opposite side because they're spinning down. Okay, well, whenever I have somebody that comes in to burn and they tell me this, okay, pre-snap read, what does that let me know about maybe some of the things that they went through before they walked into the doors here? Now, how can I apply that information so that once the ball is snapped, I already know exactly where I'm going and how I'm going to defeat that issue, whether it's a blitz pickup or whether it's somebody making excuses for something that they can't get over the hump yet.
Yeah, right.
We're going to push through that. And so that's where Burn has really incorporated through, I guess, the fabric and woven into my lifestyle, comparing that with football and how that's impacted me as well as the other people that hopefully I've been in the room with.
So when we sit down for focus meetings and you have the opportunity to look at somebody else square in the eyes and ask them the question that you know is going to be the best question that you can ask them when you're starting that relationship, what's that question for you? What do you want to know about somebody so that they can open up and start to become honest with themselves? We know that honesty is we talk about it all the time here on the podcast, right? Honesty with yourself is the foundation of all change. That's the first that's the first piece of momentum you need, the inertia. What question do you want to know? What do you want to know about somebody when you sit down with them?
Well, my first thing is what brought you into the door. And usually we figure that out, their why, before they step onto the floating floor, so that whenever I'm training them for the first time, I get a chance to actually call to action what their why is to a certain degree. But you only kind of get the superficial answer at the beginning of the camp because they haven't necessarily met you. They don't necessarily know exactly what's about to unfold.
Right.
There's a lot of newness that could come up because they've never met anybody else in the camp. They don't know what to expect. And so whenever I get them in a chance, and we typically try to get them in after their first camp, as soon as they finish it, hey, let's go here and let's talk about some of the reasons why you walked into the door. And that's whenever I ask, what are your goals? What is it that you're looking for that and it's not just me because it's our entire team. What is it that we can help you with to achieve? Because I'm a servant for you. And that's exactly how I try to present it. Like, what ways can I be of help? Utilize me as much as possible because you're going to see the value in it whenever you actually take value in it. And so that's where I start all of my focus meeting questions. Some people, obviously, you've experienced it, they will go. And sometimes that's the trigger for them to be able to expand on what it is they are, what they're looking for, how they want to get there. Right. And then you expand from there. The other people that aren't necessarily as open to that, depending on how lengthy the response is, then I ask them another question. Okay, what do you see in me that I can help you with? So I just try to rephrase it and give them an opportunity to say, okay,
that's a good one.
Well, that's a good one.
I hadn't heard that one before, Foz.
Yeah. So I try to, I put myself from the servant, and the servant aspect comes from my relationship with God, from the standpoint of Jesus was brought down to be a servant of the people.
Right.
And if I want to WWJD, if I want to live like Jesus did, what would Jesus do? Well, he washed his servants' feet, right? He washed the disciples' feet. I ain't washed too many feet before, but I will. if that is required of me, I will humble myself and make sure that I do what I need to do to be of service for whoever needs it.
Right.
And it's no different whenever I go into those burn walls, the same way I take in my football knowledge, the same way I take in my experiences as burn as a trainer, the same way I take in my religious and spiritual nature of myself. Now, I'm not trying to push religion on them by any means, but it's innate of who I am,
Right.
of how I act.
Right.
And so I'm not preaching to them. I just want them to know this is the type of person I am, and this is what molded me. And that's what's going to help me, hopefully, become a servant and help you achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, and that's your alignment. And,
Exactly.
and when you have this alignment, then you have this energy that follows you everywhere you go. That's
Right.
your energy signature. And as you go around, you travel for the SEC, ESPN broadcasting games. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching that. I text Jasmine every time I see you on like TV. I've been 2 or 3 times. I just shot her a message and be like, "Hey, just want to let you know I'm thinking about you. Saw Foz on TV." But you're traveling a lot, and we have burns all over the place. And whether it's home in Austin, or it's when you stop here to Lake Norman, and we can catch you at a random 5:30 a.m. camp, or wherever you're at, right? You bring this signature, you bring this energy with you, and this is part of what makes Burn Nation. So my question for you is, what's a couple stops that you've made out there in Burn Nation that maybe excite you, that were memorable, that you had? You mentioned Mickey. I'd like to give you an opportunity to, call out any other gyms or trainers or experiences that you've had that were memorable.
Well, just this past week, I was in Knoxville at the West Knoxville location.
Okay.
So Emily was the trainer, but I paired up with Christy, who was training so I went to the 8 a.m. Christy was going to train the 9 a.m., but Christy came in early so she can get her workout in and then train after. So Emily was the trainer. Christy and we teamed up, and I had been to Knoxville earlier in the season. I want to say maybe first week of October.
Okay.
Christy was also there, and I got a chance to. Emily was also the trainer again. So it was kind of a deja vu type of atmosphere, but it was their first time seeing me whenever I had went in October.
Cool.
This time, Christy knew, what the deal was. She said, "Hey, you're with me and we're modding up everything."
Shout out Christy.
Yes. So Christy made sure that we modded up everything on athletic conditioning because that's what we had to do.
That's the high performance culture.
Absolutely.
Level each other up.
She was like, "You're in, then I'm in, and we're both in."
Yep.
And so she literally every exercise, she said, "Okay, this is what we got. This is what we got. I know this is the baseline. That doesn't apply to us. We're doing this." And so I died a couple times, was revived, and then died again. But it was awesome because we pushed each other, the energy that we shared. You saw other members, and that's where it becomes contagious because the other members saw the baseline, but then they saw us doing certain things. It was like, they're doing it. Why can't we?
Mm-hmm.
And so we started getting the people that were in our group to do it, and then other people that was in other groups across the floating floor started implementing it.
That's one of those things that you get from football and sports too. You get that. Matty Morris calls it the rub.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're in the weight room or you're on the, you just like, if you start doing it, like leading by action, everybody else starts following you.
They follow.
And those who don't aren't high performers. They're just
that's not
mediocre.
their thing. Right. That's not their thing.
Separate themselves.
But I've been
that's in a football context, sports context. That's not necessarily a burn context, everybody.
Right.
Just there are differences.
Right.
Yeah.
Big differences.
Big differences, but similarities as well.
To your point, though, I've been able. So last year was the first year I was able to call games full time for ESPN. This year's the first year I get to do it, particularly within the SEC network. So I'm covering more of the Southeastern Conference games. But we went to Charlottesville, Virginia.
Okay.
I got to check that one out.
Okay.
Was in Maryland.
Okay.
Got to check out the burn there. Was in Myrtle Beach a couple of weeks ago.
Just opened a Surfside location there too.
Yep, that's the one I went to.
Okay,
Surfside,
awesome.
Actually, and it was awesome.
Popping. Let's go.
Awesome.
Let's go.
I've been to Flower Mound. I've been to a ton. So I buy a shirt everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Because I want to kind of showcase as well as support.
Right.
I want to support the FP. I know what they're going through.
Yep.
I understand what that's like. But then also kind of showcase around where I've been. Vegas, obviously, that's another one. Celebration. That's another one. I can keep going, but
Yeah.
I'm also drawing a blank.
Yeah,
because I've been all over.
Yeah,
But
we have to.
nice
We'll have to do like a contest one time, like a summer contest, and see who can get to the most gyms in the months of June, July, and August, or something like that. That'd be fun.
that's actually a great idea.
Hey, Foz, by the way, I know you know Foles because you played against Nick Foles. We made this announcement in Burn Nation, and we sold out all the hats online, by the way. The one I'm wearing right now is the same one that I have here in my hand. And this was the last one. And I knew that you were coming on the podcast, and I wanted to reserve one for you.
My guy.
I know that you rock your burn gear everywhere you go. And so I wanted to get you a nice, crispy burn boot camp. We call this the Athlete Series. This was the product launch with Nick Foles, who is, for those of you that don't know Nick, Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yep.
Played against Fozzy in the NFL, a handful of times.
Yes, we played a couple of times, yep.
And his partner, Pat O'Donnell, who is currently punting booming kicks for the Arizona Cardinals, got picked up. Congratulations to you, Pat. And we're doing good with our business so far. We took over some of our hat business, and we're doing a co-brand, and this is a one-of-a-kind, last one co-brand. So we wanted to gift you this one. Here you go, Foz.
My guy.
There you go.
Let's go.
There you go.
I guess I got the head.
You can get them on.
Hold on. There we go.
Oh, it looks great on you too.
Now I'm official, baby.
Yeah, it looks great on you.
Count me in. You know how hard I'm gonna have to fight.
He's got the TV face too. When you put the hat on with the TV face.
Now I'm official.
Yeah. You're always saying so the TV makes you look handsome. Now everybody watches. Oh, that's Fozzy.
Well, some people also say I have a face for radio. So
yeah, well,
there's one thing.
It's the smile that does it for me.
There you go.
Smile.
Here's the one thing about my burn gear that I got to be careful of. My son, who's 11 years old now, his name is Frost. He's starting to get to the point where he can wear not necessarily my clothes, but my hats.
Okay, yep.
He will wear one of my hats literally every single day. So, like, I have to hide my stash to make sure whenever I want to wear it, I have it readily available. Otherwise, it's somewhere in my son's room or on the couch or something. He takes it. So I gotta make sure I tuck this one away. Very special.
That's a white one too. That's a crispy white one. So if he has like any food on his hands, no blueberry.
He's gonna. Oh my God, he'll destroy this.
Just destroy the hat. Yeah, one grab hat.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, my boy Max the other day, my 8-year-old Max, he was walking around. He goes into my closet, to your point, and pulls out just whatever hat that he likes and stacks them on top of each other, and he's just walking around the house casually with like 6 of my favorite hats on his head. I'm like, buddy, where'd you get those hats? He goes, well, they're mine now. And I go, what? How are they yours? I go, you want to borrow them? He goes, no, I just want to have them. I go, you can't just have them. That's like my favorite one. He had a burned blue Yankees hat on.
Oh, yeah, you can't give that.
I was like, and I've worn it like once. I was like, dude, take that off your head right now. He's like, Dad, they're mine. I'm like, buddy, we'll share, but here's how it works. You come to Dad, you say, Dad, which hats are in the share pile?
There we go.
This is the non-share pile. So that can go in like the high shelf, the non-share pile until you sweat in it a few times, and then it can be a hand-me-down.
Then it's like, okay, now you.
Then it can be a hand-me-down.
It got to be pristine first, though.
Yeah,
that's it.
For sure.
I love it.
So,
I appreciate it.
so what's new with you and Jasmine? Life in Texas? Anything evolving? New house? Any like?
No new house, thankfully. So updates for us. My wife, she actually just started a new job yesterday.
Okay.
Onboarding process yesterday and today.
Sweet.
It's called Recess.
Okay.
Which I'm still trying to figure out what all she does.
All right.
But it is a marketplace for kids, for parents and mothers that have kids and looking for activities for them to do throughout the day.
Oh, great.
So it's an app that will consolidate, hey, you're looking for something to do at 10 a.m. on a Monday morning.
It's like a play date meetup app.
Absolutely.
Oh, cool.
And it tells you, okay, these are the things that it costs this much. We have this many open spots available at this place. You can have this many slots available for you to book, and it's already ready to go. It consolidates everything in one spot. So Jasmine really loves it. She's enjoying it so far. It's been day one, and the co-founder actually lives in Austin as well. So she had dinner with her last week in preparation for her onboarding process. And so she's enjoying it. As for me, I'm still in the bulk of football season, so I'm traveling here and there throughout the week. And then on the weekend, I'll be Columbia, South Carolina, as they take on Coastal Carolina. this upcoming weekend. So it's a bit of a crazy kind of, for me, half of the time being at home, half of the time being away, but I absolutely love it and enjoy it. I'm going to find a burn out there as well, so I can go see another one. And then the kiddos are in school doing their sports as well as their academics. So nothing too new that has changed in the past couple of years. I guess that's a good thing and bad thing at the same time.
No, it's great. And probably a lot more that is interesting to me that isn't so interesting to you because you're Foz and you just live your own life. And it's probably not as interesting to you as it is to me. But I'd like to ask you about the art of calling a game.
Oh, yeah.
The art of broadcasting, the art of, here's my exposure to this so far, right? You know, I'm an entrepreneurial person. I like business and I love media and I love the business of media.
Right.
We started Burn on Demand. We have multiple cameras. We're switching. I'm on a mic. I'm training. It's the same art. It's just a little bit different than doing it in training in camp, but just like your body positioning and where your eyes go and how you flow and all that. But not at the level where what Wendy did for the athlete games, which was sitting down and getting to know all the athletes and the storylines and the connections and it was impressive to watch her do that. And I can only imagine when you have every week there's new teams. There's how many? What's the rosters now?
You're usually going to see active. Yeah. You're usually going to see about 60 players in a game.
60 players in a game, week over week over week. It's just, to me, it is such an interesting thing to how you kind of first learn the art and then now where you're at in the craft of learning. Obviously, there's always room to get better, but you're progressing and you're growing fast in it, and it's really cool to see. What's the art of it like? Talk to me about all of that.
I will say I am still learning.
Okay.
So by any means, I'm not a finished product. This is only year 2 of me calling games. But Dave Neal, who's my play-by-play partner, he's been covering the SEC for 29 years. This is year number 30 for him.
Awesome.
So ESPN did a phenomenal job of pairing me up with a guy that has that much experience. And he's taught me even more than I learned last year, and getting my feet wet and trying to understand, okay, what am I actually doing? What am I trying to do here? And Dave gives me that entire picture and story. And I want to start with the difference between play-by-play and color analyst. So I'm color analyst. I provide kind of the details after the play. Play-by-play is the guy, basically what Wendy does. Yep. Wendy has that opportunity to tell the story while the story is happening. And that's what play-by-play does for a football game. You're going to hear them talk about it's 1st and 10. Nick Foles is in the shotgun getting ready to take the snap. Ball is snapped. Defense brings pressure. He completes a pass 49 yards downfield for a touchdown. That puts, Nick Foles' team up 7-0. Now,
technical side.
That's the technical side.
Okay.
So he's telling the story and let the story unfold. So as you're listening or watching it, you're following along with his words so you can understand what's happening in real time. The color side of things, which is where I come in, is my expertise of why that happened. So he tells how it happens, or he tells it as it's happening. I say how and why it's happening. So the reason why Nick Foles was able to throw that 49-yard touchdown, because he read the blitz. He changed the protection by the offensive line to pick up that blitz that afforded him an extra 2 seconds in the pocket. He recognized it was man-to-man coverage on the backside. He got his fastest receiver on a mismatch, and he was able to deliver a dime over the top of the head to be able to defeat their pressure look.
Got it.
So that's where I bring in my color analyst to break down and showcase why the play was successful, why the story was told as it was.
So you got the play-by-play. That's like the bones of it, and color literally means come in and color add in all the color, and you have a huge advantage doing that because of your career in football and being able to playing since how young.
Oh man, I was 6 years old.
So it's ingrained, it's all ingrained in you. You can just see, like watching so much film, you're able just to probably, with the way the defensive line is positioned, you could probably guess.
There are a lot of tell signs.
A lot of tell signs that we don't see as people who didn't study the game as a craft. That is That's super interesting. And so, what has been your most exciting game to call? Why was it exciting? Was it a Texas game, or was it a different game?
It actually hasn't been a Texas game.
Okay.
I've gotten a chance to call 3 different Texas games, but they were all lopsided victories.
Okay.
It was fun being able to call a game for my alma mater, though.
And watching them slaughter people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah. I got my Texas orange, my best Texas orange on for you too, by the way.
I wore that last week.
Oh, you did?
Also as well, because I had to get it. I saw it and I was like, done.
You're done.
That's mine.
I was going to be a little embarrassed because I wasn't sure how specific and particular you were going to be.
It's close. It's close enough. It's close enough.
Okay.
It's close enough.
Right.
It's not true burnt orange, but the way that you can layer oranges in Austin, as long as it's kind of that rust and fall type of.
All right. I just didn't want to be offensive. I don't want to be offensive to the Longhorn Nation.
Nope.
Okay.
It works.
Right.
It works.
It's a little pastel burnt orange.
Exactly.
All
so
right.
it's a colorway. It's still into it.
Got it. All right.
It
Hook 'em horns. So how about that? There we go.
But the most exciting game, man, I called one last year that was between South Dakota and South Dakota State.
Okay.
And it was a rivalry game between the two. And it went into overtime. And that wasn't enough time to figure out who the winner was. So it went into double overtime. And it was a great game, great football being played. Sometimes you can have an overtime, but it was because of sloppy football.
Right.
And turnovers or whatever the case may be. And then ultimately the teams or whoever doesn't mess up the most is the one that ends up winning the game. But that game in particular last year, and I also went to the burn out there in Sioux Falls, since we talking about
it. Let's go.
Left that out, but went there as well, and it was an awesome experience. But that game was truly amazing. Nighttime game. It had playoff atmosphere. It was a FCS, so they're trying to get seeded for a first round bye.
Oh, yeah.
If you're one of those top seeds within the FCS division. And man, it played out like a playoff battle, and it came down to literally one play in overtime that was a turnover forced by the home team, South Dakota, and they end up taking the dub whenever they needed it to, or South Dakota State, I'm sorry. They ended up getting the dub whenever they needed to make the play. They were able to make that play, and so it was intense from the beginning all the way to the end, and I think those are the games that have the most energy around it, just because you're engaged that entire time. Whenever it gets lopsided, the fans leave. The fans are they're engaged by as much as the team allows it to be engaging.
Right.
Then it doesn't necessarily affect us in the broadcast, but it does make a difference with the atmosphere. If you pan the camera around and you see the differences in when the crowd was there, and whenever it was a close game, you can take Alabama, Oklahoma this past weekend, or Texas, Georgia this past weekend, and all of the crowd shots that the camera people took, that ESPN took, that was indicative of the moment at hand and how big of a game that was, and the energy and the electric atmosphere that was had at those home venues. That was because of what was at stake. And it was kind of the same type of format of a college football playoff or a conference championship game at stake. That's what I experienced last year in South Dakota between those two teams. And it made for really one of the best games that I've ever been able to be a part of.
You must feel so blessed to be able to do what you do.
It's the best word to put. Blessed is an awesome word.
Because I can just see the way you light up when you talk about football, and
I get paid to talk about what I love.
That's crazy,
and that's what is truly a blessing about it.
And everybody should know, because part of the reason we do the podcast at Burn is to show you what's possible when you start to use the gym as this metaphor for the other hard things that you can do in your life. And I don't know, Foz, it's just whether it's Burn or football or commentating, everybody out there has their version of what it would look like to have fun and love what you do and get paid for it. And one of the things that I wish for all of us that are listening to the podcast is to find those things.
Yes.
Find those things and pursue those things, because life is so short, and doing something you don't love to do that doesn't light you up, it's just cool to see you so excited about a football game, right? And people that get it, people that have that about whatever they love in their life, they get it, right? Whether you're passionate about, YouTube or your children or whatever it might be, your business. I just wish everybody listening takes a little bit of your energy signature on that one and runs with it. When you play, so you play high level football, all the levels. Yeah, people sometimes don't understand statistically how rare it is to get into the NFL and to play. Our favorite clip from your time at the Panthers was during the world's, like, our favorite season. Okay, the 2015 season. This was the world's best time here in Charlotte. Everybody's rock and rolling. The city is lit up. This is, I believe, the 2015 clip, Jordan, right? I'm sorry, 17. This is 17.
They get their middle linebacker, Dante Hightower, back this week. He missed the last two. Here's McCaffrey and gets hit by Van.
Do we have to wait?
Next play.
This is the one right here, right? Oh, baby.
They set up a screen to the near side of Whitaker.
Come on, Fozzy.
Woo! On the defense, as everyone is running to the right, expecting the ball to go that direction, they come back underneath to Whitaker.
Man, what is so, like, obviously you're just a boy in a playground in that moment, right? But like when you look back on it now, and that's a clip that you'll be able to show your kids forever and something you can cherish forever. And I wonder two things. I wonder, do you have any of that athlete syndrome where, like, no matter how far you make it, like, I always could have made it further, and there's like shame, there's any shame for that or embarrassment? If there is any, that just talk about it, that'd be,
yeah.
But then you also, on the other hand, you also have this clip of, like, that you don't get much more explosive than that in the league. A human being doesn't. And that, whether it's 1,000 touchdowns or 1 touchdown, that's a clip that you have that you can show your kids, most importantly, for the rest of your life. So there's a dichotomy, I'm sure, that goes on in your head as you see that. Talk about that.
Yeah, I think, and to the second part, the latter of your statement is realizing what unfolded throughout my career. And it's been a blessing, to say the least, because I wasn't supposed to be playing in the NFL. I tore up my knee my senior year at Texas. There was no aspirations or any type of, I guess, inclination that a team would reach out to me after tearing up my knee.
It hurt your draft
my
stock.
senior year. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't go drafted. Like, it was a whole bunch of things that happened that needed to unfold for me to grow as a man and as a person and as a football player, as whatever I was going through in that time frame. Like, I needed that. And the opportunity that I got was with my first team, with the Arizona Cardinals on practice squad. That opened the door for me to achieve some of the things that I was able to achieve. So now I'm looking back on it, right? Like, oh, that's very special. We went into Gillette Stadium and beat Tom Brady and, the New England Patriots. Like, that's something that's very historic. And I was able to score a touchdown in that game, and we flipped the momentum. So those things, hindsight's 2020, like, that's really cool. Not a lot of people can say they did that. Not a lot of people have that experience to pull from. But to the front part of your question and statement about, achieving more and trying to achieve greatness, my wife reminds me almost every single year at some particular point in time that I am the best second place finisher maybe in the history, because I finished as a runner-up in and it started in high school against Nick Foles. We lost to Nick Foles' team in the semifinals. So it wasn't technically a runner-up, but it was the second to last game before making it to the championship game. Finished as a runner-up for the national championship. We lose to Alabama after Colt McCoy gets hurt. Finished as a Super Bowl runner-up to Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. And so my wife, around national championship time and around Super Bowl time, she likes to remind me, hey, you could have had a championship ring if y'all didn't lose. And so my mind always is erased, like, competitively, like, man, if I could have made this play, or if I could have did this, would that have changed or impacted the game in a way that would have obviously seen us elevate and hopefully get over that hump of winning a national championship or winning a Super Bowl. But I'm also having to look back, and that's where I do the reflection piece and say, man, I got to actually play in a national championship. You know how many people would love to say that or be a part of a team that was able to do that. I got to play in a Super Bowl. You know how many Hall of Famers and all-time, all-pros never even got a chance to get to the playoffs or play in a Super Bowl. And I think that's where I have to come back and recognize how blessed I truly am, because I got to experience these things. My family got to experience these things. Like my son was born whenever we went to the Super Bowl and got to be in San Francisco. And so seeing how all of those things have transpired and impacted my life, I truly am grateful and blessed for the opportunities that were given to me, because I wouldn't trade them in for any more. I wouldn't trade in my knee injury. I wouldn't trade in losing. I wouldn't trade those things in, because now it's a part of who I am and why I always will continue to hopefully strive for greatness and be the best version of myself.
Man, that is so well said. That's beautifully said, Foz. One of my favorite pictures of you guys is the one that when you guys signed for Cedar Park. This photo right here of you and your family. It's just been incredible since this moment onward to get to know you, to call you a friend, to have you bringing your energy to Burn Nation, Jasmine as well, for getting you into it in the first place, and for dragging you in. And now you're like me; we can't get enough of it all.
Right.
And what I wanted to do here, because I know you got to get over to the SEC studio, I believe. Correct. Yeah. So we got to get you out of here pretty soon so that you can get on. But I wanted to give you an opportunity, maybe to do two things. Maybe address our members. Maybe somebody that is just getting started. They're listening to the podcast for the first time. Maybe they're here because of you, because they saw that maybe they're a football fan and they saw that you were going to be on the podcast, and they're just getting started into Burn. What would you tell them about this journey for them that has been, gosh, just such an uphill battle, just a never-ending try and fail. And as you and I both know as trainers, this is the pattern that so many people have. What would you tell that person to give them encouragement in this moment in their life right now?
Well, first off, I want to create a little bit of a connection piece, even with myself. I talked about the knee injury that I went through my senior year. It was the best season I was having in college. The opportunity to raise and improve my draft stock for achieving my ultimate goal, which was playing in the NFL, it gets cut short, just like that, right? But here's where that applies to Burn Nation, encompassing everything that I went through and applying that to your life. And it may not translate exactly, but you can probably correlate or make a connection piece with some aspect of this. Is my family and the people that I had around me, my support system, my group, they didn't allow me to just quit. They didn't allow me to say, oh, your knee is injured. We're going to sulk and stay in that state for as long as we need to. And as soon as my wife, or at the time, Jasmine, my girlfriend, as soon as she said, hey, it's going to be okay, this is not the end. As soon as my mom came up to me and said, no matter what you do, whether you play football again or you go on to be something else, I'm still here for you and I love you. As soon as my brothers patted me on my back and said, bro, you're good, you're fine. Like, it doesn't matter right now because this is not the final destination. As soon as I heard that from my support group and my support system, I had a different sense of urgency about what my next steps was. I had a different mindset of what I needed to do next. I had a different way that I moved and maneuvered because it was no longer about just me. I realized the people that were impacted by my story that also had investment within it. And now it's not just my money that's involved with my investment. Now I got people that have deposited investments in my mom, my wife, my girlfriend, my brothers that I play with on the football field, people that I know from church, people that I grew up with, people that I don't know that have contacted and reached out to me. They've made small deposits. Okay, now I realize this investment isn't just about me. It's about the ROI I can now have the opportunity to give to them. And once I made that connection within my head, it flipped. it's not about me. It's about all the people that have supported me and helped me get here. And I want to share that message because for somebody that's going through some of those similar times of struggles where they may feel like it's just them, they may feel like they don't have anybody else they can turn to, or they may feel like it's the same mundane thing that they've had a chance to do and then they fell off, and maybe, who knows? We don't understand the true story. But what I want to say is Burn is already making deposits for you, within you, for you, around you, with the community that has been created. And that's from the vision that you all had from the jump. Those small deposits add up. And it may just be the trainer and the BA whenever you first get there making deposits. But guess what? After your first camp, you got 2 OG members that's also making deposits. And then guess what? After a first week, now you got 4 OG members with you making deposits, along with multiple trainers because you've come at different times.
Right.
And then after a month, well, guess what? You got a whole new 830 crew that's making deposits into you and for you and with you. And then guess what? Now you done deposited into your friend, and now your friend is getting that same deposit. And so that deposit continues to grow, and the ROI that we had on ourselves, it diminishes because now the ROI of the greater good continues to help everybody around us, and you benefit the most from that.
That's deep, man. It really is. It's so true. It's so true. Thank you for that. That was beautiful. And you know what I hear you saying there is that really that the community at Burn is the superpower, and
oh yes,
and we're gonna believe in you, and you're gonna want to prove those people that believe in you right. It's not about proving the people that didn't believe in you wrong.
Yep.
And that's just a different type of energy. So it's a beautiful message. Thank you. And that's what I took away from it. Foz, we got to get you out of here. You got to go prepare. What do you tell me, like, where do you leave here right now? And you go drive to the studio. You guys got a run through, you got the actual show, like what's going on?
I have a little bit of time. So I got to be in Ballantyne, which is where the SEC Network studio is. So I'll drive down to Ballantyne. I have a car wash. That's what they call it. So car wash where starting at 4:30, I'll meet with ABC affiliates that are associated with these SEC schools. Those affiliates are local reporters with ABC, and they field questions about how their team is doing, or maybe it's a general overview of how the conference is doing, or maybe just a general college football question. And so I'll do that for an hour between 4:30 and 5:30 with 6 or 7 different ABC affiliates, and that's what they call running the car wash.
Oh, so cool. Like a little media presser?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So I'll set up my tablet, and I'll click on the Zoom link or Teams. Okay. I'm sorry, ESPN, we're Teams.
Yep.
So I click on the Teams meeting link. One person will come in. They'll ask me a couple of questions. I give them answers. Usually lasts about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And we'll finish up, say thank you for the opportunity to come on. And then that finishes up, and then there's like maybe a 2-minute break in between, and then the next person dials in, have the same exact conversation with whichever team or terms that they are looking for. So I'll do that between 4:30 and 5:30. And then at 6:30, in between 5:30 and 6:30 is when we prep, get ready. I'll change, I'll put on my suit. I'll make sure I'm ready to go over any last minute notes. We have our rundown that tells us the run of the show. And then at 6:30 we go on live, and it's all about performing under the lights, and it's live television. So if you mess up, everybody sees it.
Yeah, right.
It's a lot of scrutiny that happens being on TV, but it's also a welcome thing. And it kind of shows the human side of you, even whenever you mess up an air.
Yeah. Did you have your moment? Did you have your christening moment?
Every time I step into the studio and we go live or something, there's a moment that goes around. It's like, oh man, I wish. And back to the competitive nature that we talked about. I wish I could have said this. It would have sounded so much better. I wish I could have delivered on this the way I thought in my head. And sometimes it doesn't happen, and that's okay, because, like I said, we're all human. It shows the human element of each and every one of us. None of us are perfect, even though on TV it's portrayed as perfectionism, but it's not perfect by any means. And we have a producer in our ear telling us what's happening, and that's probably the hardest thing. Let me mention that. Trying to get your thought across while also hearing your producer talk at the same time.
They're just in your ear.
It can distract you.
Yeah.
It can be distracting. And
Yeah.
so if you haven't had experience doing that, it's very uncomfortable and unsettling when you're first beginning, but then you start getting used to it, and there are different cues that will help tell you, okay, you got 10 seconds left, and you're in the middle of your statement. It's
Right.
like, oh, shoot, I got to wrap this up by 10 seconds.
Yeah.
What do I say
Yeah.
to make sure it's impactful? But then at the same time, I don't go over that 10-second mark because, ESPN got to pay bills. Commercials have to run.
They
And
got
so
to run. Yeah.
I got to make sure that
You're on minute by minute schedule.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's pretty detailed out. Now, sometimes there's wiggle room within that schedule. So today, for instance, we're going to talk about the college football playoffs.
Okay.
That ranking is updated every Tuesday night. So tonight is going to be the third iteration of the ranking as they started 2 weeks ago. This is now week number 3. And we'll see where schools slide, right? Georgia's going to move up.
Right.
Oklahoma's going to move up. Texas drops back. Alabama drops back. Missouri, where do they stand in the ranks? Tennessee won. So we'll go through all of that and see where the SEC teams are. And then big picture, where's Miami at? Where's Notre Dame? Ohio State, Texas A&M, all of them that are in the front. And so you get a chance to talk about that. And so a lot of the discussion today will be materialized around the college football rankings. And so there's time allotted that say, okay, if we go 2 minutes over for the CFP because we know how important it is today in particular, then that's okay. We'll cut 2 minutes off on the back end of something else.
Yeah, you'll pull it out. And that's where your producer's in your ear.
Exactly.
Being like, we're going to extend this 20 seconds.
Yes.
And then you have to figure out how not to screw up what you're saying and then how to fill that simultaneously.
Exactly.
Yeah. I bet training on a mic also has helped you a little bit because
big time.
Yeah, I would imagine. That's helped me with public speaking. Because let's just say it's much different when you're on live TV because I'm way more nervous. Not nervous. I'm way more aware of when I have people in front of me.
Yes.
And it's almost like they're not there when there's just cameras, but there are actually way more people there.
Yes.
It's just weird. It's a weird thing.
Dynamic.
So yeah, I always when I'm speaking on a stage or something, I'm always never go inside of your own head. If you screw up, just screw up and own it. Don't start thinking about how you screwed up or else you're going to end up somewhere you don't want to be, which is not confident, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is wild. You know what I would love for our team someday to get I don't know if you can hook this up if you have this power yet with ESPN. But if the studio team could go shadow their producers, that would be sick. Because I think we're what do you guys think? ESPNU? I think
it's all in.
Yeah, they want to go. They want to go, Foz.
Well, shoot, we got to make that happen.
I think we can.
Especially with it being in Charlotte.
And it's
There's
right
no
down the
reasons
street.
not to.
All right. Well, next time you come in, maybe we can make that happen.
Let's do it.
We'll follow you down there and make a little thing of it. Buddy, thank you so much for coming in. I know you got to get out of here. How about you take us out like we always do? Can we do that, Jordan? Will Fozzy take us out like he always does? All right, let's get a camera on Fozzy. Here you go, Foz.
Let's go. 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.
Thanks, friends. See you later. If you guys want to check out the Nick Foles episode, we talked about him a lot here. Go ahead and listen to that right here. We'll see you next time.